With the return of Arsenal around the corner, a new sporting director has arrived. So today we'll break down all the details behind the announcement of Andrea Berta. We'll also get a David Ornstein bomber on a brand new centre forward target, find out the new development regarding Ethan Nwaneri, and discuss all the team news ahead of Arsenal's return game against Fulham. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Bass14. Welcome back to your boys channel, and I hope you guys are doing sensational. My eyes are not, hence why I've got the sunglasses out once again, but Arsenal have things happening that we need to discuss. So as per, smash a like on this video if you enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Help your boy on his road to 300,000 subscribers. But starting off with Andrea Berta's arrival. Following the departure of Edu Gaspar, Arsenal were on the market, looking for a new sporting director to fill in the shoes. But it wasn't just to replace, it was also to improve. Find a man with European experience to help get this project over the line. So after identifying Andrea Berta making their move, many reports had already confirmed Berta's arrival was imminent, with even Sammy Mokbel saying the new sporting director Andrea Berta was expected to attend Arsenal's Tuesday clash against Fulham. Reports are one thing, how about some official confirmation? As Arsenal made their own announcement, saying we are delighted to announce Andrea Berta is joining the club as a new sporting director. Seen smiling alongside Richard Garlick, Berta says, "I'm thrilled to be joining Arsenal in what is a hugely exciting period for the club. The club has great values and a rich history, and I'm looking forward to playing my part in shaping a successful future with a great team. I have watched the team with great interest in the way Arsenal evolved in recent years. I've admired the hard work that has gone into re-establishing the club as a major force in European football, with a passionate following around the world. I cannot wait to get started in my new role. I'm really looking forward to experiencing my first game at the Emirates Stadium together with our supporters." And let's just say Berta's arrival hasn't been simple, with Arsenal having a long list of options. The likes of Roberto Olabi at Real Sociedad, ex-United man Dan Ashworth, alongside a host of top European names. You also had the internal option of Jason Ito, a man that has come through the Arsenal system, having taken the role on an interim basis. But as revealed by the Gunner blog, Arsenal ultimately had to choose between Ito and Berta, continuity or change. Both were met by co-chairman Josh Kroenke, who flew in to take a more active role late in the process. The ownership backed the club's recommendation, which was Andrea Berta. As Josh Kroenke says himself, anyone who knows football knows Andrea is an impressive figure. He has vast knowledge of the game, a great track record, a strong network, and an insatiable desire to build a winning team. Andrea will be a great addition to our club. He understands our values and what we stand for, and we have no doubt he will help push us on and take the next steps in our bid to win major trophies. And Josh Kroenke definitely has a point. A man that spent over a decade building Atletico Madrid, a team that has got the Champions League finals, won La Liga trophies of the biggest clubs in the world in Real and Barcelona. But let's just say he's also a strong figure behind the scenes. Reports of numerous disagreements with Diego Simeone, one of the strongest characters in world football. According to Sam Dean, in a match a decade ago, the referees in the Atletico Madrid tunnel made a report of Andrea Berta, addressing them loud and threateningly. Then in 2021, Berta was so disgusted by the officiating that he told another referee he would never come here again. You then fast forward to a fixture against Man City in the Champions League only a few years ago. Following a post-match brawl on the field, Andrea Berta was also seen in the action as he pushed away Man City staff. According to Jordan Davies, Simeone would occasionally invite Berta into the Atletico Madrid dressing room for big games. In 3 weeks of talks, Berta also convinced the manager to stay at the club after losing the 2016 Champions League final to Real Madrid. When it comes to sporting directors, the key thing is always going to be character. How strong is he behind the scenes? What is his personality like? And Arsenal have also had a clear process. In Berta, what they're looking for, trying to find a man to work alongside Mikel Arteta to help Arsenal win major trophies. As confirmed with The Athletic, Mikel Arteta's point of view carried a substantial weight on Arsenal's sporting director decision. It was clear from early on that he would play a role in the process. Too many outside Arsenal that compared unconventional. Third parties wondered aloud, why would Arteta be interviewing his boss? But Arsenal have never seen it in that way. Since Arteta's promotion to manager, they were categorical that Edu was not Arteta's boss, and nor would any new appointment be. They see the sporting director and manager roles as a partnership, and the chemistry would need to exist. Essentially confirming that Mikel Arteta was a part of the Berta recruitment, advocating for the Atletico Madrid man. Because contrary to belief and contrary to all the process talk, trust me when I say Mikel Arteta wants to win, and win as soon as possible. Think back to the January transfer window, trying to sign Ollie Watkins out of Aston Villa, a player in the peak of his powers soon turning 30. Another sign for Arteta of how desperately he wants to win now. With the arrival of Andrea Berta, what Arsenal are getting is a man that knows how to make big signings, having spent 127 million euros on Joao Felix, as well as 75 on Julian Alvarez. He is also a man that can make the big sales, recouping nearly 130 million for Griezmann, 75 for Lucas Hernandez, as well as 72 for Rodri. With the way that football works, it's always going to be hits and misses. Risks are taken and they are guaranteed to work out. But one thing I love about Berta is how quick he is to move players on, realising a mistake and not scared to admit it, despite being the most high demand teenager back when he signed him. With a sale of £60 million to Chelsea, not to mention multiple loan fees, Berta once again showed his ability to move fast, having made quite a few significant signings over his period at Atletico Madrid. 35 million on Mateus Cunha, 30 on Antoine Griezmann, but also 20 on Rodri, a player that would go on to win a Ballon d'Or and thrive at Man City. When you then think about Arsenal and what we're looking for this summer, with the departure of Thomas Partey and Jorginho, Arsenal on the market for a brand new midfielder, and according to Ben Jacobs, Arsenal are quite advanced in their bid to sign Martin Zubimendi. Personal terms have already been agreed between the two parties, with even reports in Spain confirming Zubimendi is on his way to Arsenal. Sociedad wants €60 million quickly, so they can wave goodbye to him on the pitch. A deal that we heard about all the way back in January. Reliable Arsenal reporters Sammy Mokro and David Ornstein both reporting very similar things. Despite the recent reports linking Zubimendi to Real Madrid, it seems like Arsenal's groundwork is definitely paying off, with reports in Spain claiming Madrid see him as a potential replacement for Luka Modric. If anything, for me, that is a major compliment when you went about Real Madrid and Arsenal, not to mention how desperate Liverpool were last summer. With the level of suitor, Zubimendi clearly has something about him. Despite not thriving in recent games, you go back to the Euro 2024 final, replacing Rodri at halftime, playing a major part as Spain were able to win the trophy. Less of Thomas Partey when it comes to progressive passes, more towards Jorginho when it comes to being safer in possession. Another key area for Berta to address though is of course going to be centre forward, with Arsenal set to have a major forward overhaul. When you look at Berta's forward signing, you can see straight away that he's not afraid to spend money. Big money deals involving João Felix, Julian Alvarez, Alvaro Morata and Diego Costa. So as Arsenal approach a summer where they're definitely going to sign a centre forward, we've talked about Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak and Benjamin Sesko, but now we've got a David Ornstein bomber, as he confirmed that Arsenal are developing a strong interest in Viktor Gyokeres as a possible striker signing. Andrea Berta being a firm admirer of the 26-year-old, expected to figure prominently among Arsenal's options, as he may be more realistic than Isak. A man with 9 goals and assists in his last 4 Sporting Lisbon appearances, after dropping in of a 9.1 rating in Sporting's last game, with 2 goals and 1 assist, 4 shots on target, as well as 5 key passes on big chance created. Gyokeres is a man of numbers and they speak loudly, having now scored a whopping 42 goals in 42 games this season. He has also provided 11 assists, making a whopping 53 goals and assists in 42 appearances for the Sporting goal machine. Many will point to the fact that 17 of his 42 goals have been from penalties, but if you watch him play and see the chaos he causes, you'll also realise he wins quite a few himself. You then compare him to the current Arsenal striker of Kai Havertz. He trumps Havertz in every single department, whether talking goals, expected goals or assists. He's also created a whopping 53 chances, having also banged in 43 goals and got 15 assists last season. When you combine his numbers over the 2 years, he simply becomes undeniable. With the famous trademark celebration of Bane, go all the way back to his game against Arsenal back in November. Despite Arsenal winning 5-1, the tactics of Mikel Arteta were very telling, using both Gabriel and Saliba to man-mark Gyokeres, a very similar tactic to what he normally uses against Haaland. That was Mikel paying respect to his quality. In a game that he had next to no service, Gyokeres is still able to fire off 5 shots, as well as create 3 chances, turning into a one-man attack. In the second half, in the 85th minute, we also saw him turn William Saliba, breeze past Jakub Kiwior, then rattle the post with an insanely powerful shot. The prime example of the strengths of Viktor Gyokeres. Despite being tall, he has a surprising burst of pace, so powerful in his stride that it can be near impossible to stop, with the main superpower being his ball striking. A player able to hit on both left and right foot. Even in that game there, what we saw, if you give Gyokeres any space, he's able to fire off shots at a lethal pace. When you focus on the quality that Arsenal have with Saliba and Gabriel, 2 of the best centre-backs in all of Europe, the only other striker that I've seen Saliba get turned like that this season was of course Alexander Isak, with the idea of Bane in attack and Batman in defence. In terms of the price tag, according to Alex Crook, it's understood as Sporting are willing to sell Viktor Gyokeres this summer for around £58.5 million, a whopping £25 million below his release clause. Even Fabrizio Romano has already confirmed Gyokeres will be available this summer, with a verbal clause of Sporting Lisbon, with Andrea Berta being a key advocate of the signing. At 26 years of age and the peak of his powers, having played in England before for Coventry and Brighton, and then made his name in Sporting Lisbon, it all points towards winning now. Despite the reported target of Benjamin Sesko, 21 years of age, such an exciting prospect, the fact that Arteta went for Watkins back in January, now looking at the likes of Isak and Gyokeres, the club is realising the importance of winning next season, not just to compete for a title but also get over the line. And Gyokeres, Mikel Arteta is looking for his Erling Haaland, a player not only able to create XG, but more importantly finish on a more consistent basis. So when I then hear Arsenal fans talking about the Gyokeres only thrives in transition, I don't see why that's a bad thing. For an Arsenal team that can barely counter-attack at any pace, by adding a player like Gyokeres would only improve in that department, hurt teams at a faster pace. But also when it comes to playing against deep blocks, there are very few teams in world football that face him as much as Arsenal, with even Man City going for the signing of Erling Haaland, a player that was thriving only in transition, When it comes to striker recruitment, a key part is always about the fundamentals. Does Gyokeres have the physical ability and the touch to thrive in tighter spaces? If Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta think so, for me, I would be fully on board with this signing. But talk to me about your thoughts down below in the comments. With Gyokeres now confirmed as a target, do you guys think he's the man for Arsenal? Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with the Arsenal star boy Ethan Nwaneri. In a week after scoring in his first ever start for the England under-21s, as Man City youngster James McAtee said, Nwaneri is a world-class player, making more and more headlines on a weekly basis. According to Jordan Davies, there are members of the FA that feel it's only a matter of time before Ethan Nwaneri is selected for the senior squad. Nwaneri, along with former Arsenal player Murray Hutchinson, were often the last one to leave the training pitches in the recent camp, having recently only turned 18 with 8 goals and 2 assists this season. When compared to Bukayo Saka, after 33 games he already has more goals, but is behind Bukayo in terms of assists, who of course made a later start in his Arsenal career. But rather than comparing, we now have to think about combining two stars both out of nowhere, taken to the world by storm. Once Bukayo is fully fit and available, he will take back the right wing slot. Then it falls towards Mikel Arteta of how he fits on Ethan Nwaneri. Will he play him alongside Bukayo in the number 8, a role currently taken by Captain Martin Odegaard? Because when it comes to Ethan, his numbers are undeniable. Having completed 25 dribbles so far this season, he ranks only behind Bukayo Saka, with the highest dribble success rate of any forward on our side. He's also completed a whopping 69 progressive carries. For an Arsenal team that needs more ball carriers and innovation, Nwaneri is a needed profile on the side. But then focusing on the summer transfer window, you think about Arsenal target Nico Williams, only behind Lamine Yamal in La Liga since the start of last season for most dribbles completed, a whopping 143 in that time. According to Fabrizio Romano, Nico Williams is a dream wing target for top clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, Bayern. So let's see what happens with Barcelona. More than 1 year ago, Chelsea wanted Williams for sure, as they now look to add one more winger this summer, but you will have to convince Nico. That's the main factor for all these clubs. But for Arsenal, the focus now turns to our return, with the game against Fulham at the Emirates Stadium on Tuesday, as Arsenal confirmed themselves the players are all back in full training, back in the gym and back into the hard work. When it comes to the lineup, who is going to be the starting right back? With Yuri Timber having missed both his international games via illness, you also have to talk about Benjamin White, starting for Arsenal in the last game of the Champions League, coming off the bench in the games before that, with more time during this international break to rest and recover. If fully fit, will Mikel Arteta turn to Benjamin White, or stick to the reliable Yuri Timber? But also going forwards, what about the star boy Bukayo Saka? After the man confirmed himself he was back in full training, Arsenal are not ruling out Bukayo Saka for the game against Fulham, following his return to full training. Medics will show caution though, by making a later decision, but it now looks for sure that he will be available for the Real Madrid tie in the Champions League, with the BBC also confirming, barring any unexpected delays, Bukayo Saka should be available to face Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. But I think what we're forgetting here is the magnitude of the injury. A hamstring tear is not an easy recovery. Saka has not played a single minute since December. Being available is one thing, but you also have to think about match fitness. How sharp is Bukayo going to be? Because in the games against Real Madrid, against a side with the ultimate European pedigree, there won't be any room to mess about. But that is the video there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash the like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social media, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of your latest Arsenal news today, with the return of Arsenal around the corner, likewise the return of Bukayo Saka, and the arrival of Andrea Berta. Let's just say things are about to get interesting, so I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves, and in a bit.